Chrome. Now the thing is, can I get these wheels and tires put together by myself? That remains to be seen. Okay, I got my first wheel done, and you didn't get to watch it. And I thought I was going to have to get help from my son, but he wasn't available. So here we are. And I'm going to do it by my onesies, just like I did the other one. You know, the other wheel got scuffed up a little bit, but you know, that's the way it goes. First side goes on real easy. Little goop on there, and there it is, just like that. And then we get our tube, and gotta take the valve core out. And we'll collapse the tube down a little bit here. And we'll turn the wheel a little bit so I get the valve stem hole facing me. And we'll feed the tube in there. Now, like a lot of other guys disclaim, I'm going to make the same disclaimer. This may not be the right way to do it, but under the circumstances, this is the way that I'm going to do it. Sometimes you got to do what you got to do when you're working by yourself, if you know what I mean. Okay, our tube is all the way down in there. Now we just got to find our valve stem. Feed it up through the hole. There that is. Now a little squirt of this is a concentrated car wash. Can't go by what's on the bottle because that's not what it is. Now, the thing I got to do is find my other big screwdriver. I'm going to take this one and get this one over here where it will hold it in place. And I'm going to gradually work my way around. Oh, come on, stay on there now. It's not rocket science. It sure might help if I was a scientist, I don't know. Just carefully work my way around, trying as hard as I might not to scratch my paint, but unfortunately that's an inevitable happening at this point. Come on, get down in there, girl. Guess I took too big of a bite that time. One more and we'll get it. And there it is. On the rim. Yep, I got a few little diggers here and there. Got to get my tire lined up so my valve stem is straight. Come on, girl. Put my valve core in. Both of these tubes were holding air for a long time while it was waiting on me to that straight. Come on. Let's see what happens here. Okay, what did I do with my rag that I was using? Here it is, right behind me. You see that I might have to do a little bit of touch-up work on the paint on my wheels too. I mean, on the tires. You see how the stretch of the paint is cracking just a little bit. I guess that shouldn't surprise me too all the way. Yeah, these lug nuts need to run that down the tire. But I've got 4 pounds on there now. And I'm 6 on there. Come on, girl, come on there. It's a real snug fit on the shaft. It's a paint line. Come on, girl. Don't get old. It ain't no fun. No fun at all. There we go. Okay. Whew. Yeah, I'll clean up the back side of this wheel. And I'll take it over and put it on the goofy cart, and maybe we'll stick one of the back wheels on and stand back and take a look, see how it looks. Oh yeah, there we are. We got our chrome lug nuts on the front, and I don't have the acorn nut for the hub bolted all the way down tight. But check out the chrome nut cover we got. Oh yeah, I knew I was going to find a use for that. That's actually made for trucks, but it works just dandy on this. I bought it in the thrift store a lot of years ago. Oh, wait a minute, wait. Oh man, hold on a second. Hold on, hold your hats. Don't get excited. Oh, I can't believe it. Got so excited, I almost forgot. Oh yeah, chrome valve stem cap. How do you like them apples, huh? Woo-hoo! We're getting there, one piece at a time. And I'm liking it. Let me pull you over here and I'll zoom you in. You can see what the back side of the hub looks like. Here we go. With our hammered silver finish. It looks pretty clean. Now the next thing is I got to decide what color I'm going to paint my front axle. So I think that's going to be one of my next chores. You'll notice over here that I have the top cover off of my transmission, and as I suspected, it had grease in it, and not a whole lot. And it was kind of noisy when it was in third gear especially. So I put some motorcycle transmission fluid in there. And I'm cleaning up the top half and probably going to give that a coat of paint. Eventually, I'm thinking I may have to take that all apart and do some work inside there, but we'll see. Probably need to put gaskets on it and maybe even put some seals on the output shafts, because these don't have seals, where they only used grease in them, and wasn't expected to be used for high speed going. So yeah, I got that apart, and I got my footrest down here, got that repositioned so it doesn't touch against my steering anymore. You remember when I tried it before, if I would go all the way forward, and I can't turn it all the way because I got a, whoops, I have a clamp over there that stops my tire. But if this went all the way forward, it was touching here, and it was also touching in the front, because this drag link raises up as it goes forward. But we got clearance front and back, no problem at all, and we're good to go on that. So that's my progress for today, and I know I'm not working super fast. I do what I can in between other things, and today was my wife's birthday, so I spent a little extra time with her and had a Bible study that I taught this morning. And that lasts for an hour and a half or so. But we're working at it. And another thing I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be rerouting my exhaust. Let me take you around the other side and show you that. You may have noticed the other day in one of my videos that I had a big coil up here of my fuel line. And I actually have fuel line running all the way back to the gas tank in the back there now. It runs along inside the frame. It's not connected anywhere, but it does work. I had it running the other day before I tore the transmission apart, but you can see some of it there coming down the line, and it actually will be tucked inside of the frame when I get it finalized. But the loop that I had on here was too high, and it took it up higher than the lowest part of the gas tank in the back, because I don't have a lot of gas in that tank. It's just a temporary tank. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a copper line, and what I'm going to do with the copper line is it will be coiled, but it'll be in a tighter coil and probably down in here, and then come up and over and into the carburetor. But with this exhaust being like it is, I'm concerned that it's going to transfer too much heat to the carburetor and to the fuel line. So my intent is that I am going to redo it. Now I've got some parts here. I was already doing some brainstorming. I'm going to redo it. This is not the piece that I'm going to use, but the idea is here, and it'll get tucked in closer than that. This will come down in closer to the motor, and then when it comes down here towards the frame, it'll come back out and kick out and go back around underneath. So that's another thing I got to do. And see, these are things that you come across when you're working on it, when you have it running, and it works pretty well. If I had the top on the transmission, I'd start it for you, but I don't. So these are things you run into when you have it running. And I had some strange noises going on with my clutch, which is down underneath. And it's an old clutch that was given to me. I don't know how old it is, but it's been around for a while. And so, yeah, I may end up having to replace that. But it has served its purpose, and it works fine right now as far as I could tell, except when I put the brake on, it makes some strange noises. And I don't know if it's just because it's chattering against the resistance of the clutch, the brake I mean, or what, I'm not sure. But I'm going to work on that a little bit more too. And you remember we had talked about this fan and putting this on the front of the motor. And we talked about putting it down here just for looks. But I'm thinking about removing this whole shroud and mounting this up higher like this so that it will actually cool the fins on the head and the cylinder. And this would replace the cooling fins that are on the flywheel. I wouldn't take those off, but this would do the job that they're meant to do, and they blow it up into the shroud and then blows it back. And of course, originally the motor had a cover over the top and more covers around the side, so it forced the air all around the cylinder. But I'm eliminating most of that just because it doesn't look very nice. And it would be very nice to have the whole cylinder head exposed with all its fins and so forth. But we'll see. That's another thing I'm thinking about down the road a little bit. Excuse me. So that's where I'm at for today. And thanks again for watching, for commenting and subscribing, and for patiently following along with me. Till next time, this is George, the Shade Tree Fix-It Man, saying bye now.